Howdy. How's everybody doing? All right, you guys, if you haven't already, you should check out Locals. You should do that. You should go join our Locals group because those are your people. That's your fam, bam.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
We stream there now.
We do. It's fantastic. We're streaming right now, right this second.
Yeah.
You guys, I did an Instagram story this morning. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I do reels over there. It may just be on a continuous loop. I have no idea what's going on. But anyways, we tried to tell everybody on our Instagram, hey, we're doing live this morning. And so that happened. So hopefully we have some Instagram people that are coming over and hanging out with us. So. You should welcome them. Welcome them into the fold. Anyways, that's happening. So, so that happened. And I think that's it. That's all I have to say.
Well, you said that you had a funny story or like a good story to tell me. Was that before we were supposed to be on the air, or is that to the whole audience?
You were talking about how dumb people were.
Yeah, I feel like
I saw this weekend. I also saw it. I think it was on either Instagram or Facebook this weekend. You know that movie Idiocracy? You know that movie? This is a really interesting tidbit from that movie. The fashion designer, like the costume designer in Idiocracy, she wanted. I'm sorry, you guys. I haven't had enough coffee to get all of the cedar fever out of my body. But the costume designer wanted everybody to look really stupid in that movie because everybody's really stupid because it's a dystopian movie about how we've all just reached this just level of total dumb. And I feel like we're getting
our way.
We're so headed. Like that movie is coming true. We're becoming that movie. So anyways, she wanted people to look really stupid. And there was this new shoe designer at the time. I can't remember when the movie was made. I think it was in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
It's old. Yeah.
A long time ago. But there was a new shoe designer on the, just on the cusp of becoming, I guess, really great. Right. And it was, and she was like, God, these are just the ugliest freaking shoes. We'll go ahead and make everybody wear these shoes because it's never going to make anything of itself. I mean, and these people look stupid as hell in these shoes. They were Crocs. And so,
no way.
Yeah. Everybody in the movie, if you watch the movie again, people were wearing Crocs because she was like, these are the dumbest, ugliest shoes ever. It's never going to take off. And I think is it Mike Judge who was the director of that movie? The director's like, listen, I mean, they may take off. She's like, oh, hell no, that's never gonna. These are the ugly, they're ridiculous. And now everybody's wearing Crocs, right? It's like bajillion-dollar company.
Oh my God.
Yeah, kids everywhere. My daughter has like 3 pair. It's just, I mean, I won't wear them because they're hideous. Like the worst pair of shoes next to Uggs, right? But yeah, but here we are. Here we are. We're living that movie. Crocs, you guys. Everybody's wearing Crocs.
Thank you, Brian. Brian says good luck to Gwenny at swim camp this week. One day she's going to send you 2 off to camp.
Oh, God, I would love it. Wouldn't it be great? We need a camp where we just go and we sleep for like 3 weeks.
I mean, I think that's vacation. It's supposed to be vacation.
Isn't it? That's but like but I'm saying like I don't want like 7. I want like 3 weeks where we just sleep naked in the sun. That's what I need. Is that wrong? Is that wrong, everybody?
I'm sure that's available.
Okay.
I just don't know if you
nap camp
would be amazing. That would be
nobody bother me. Nap camp. Right.
We got some just quick headlines to get to before we get into the nitty gritty of today's topic, which of course is Trump's indictment and all the analysis of it. And I got to tell you, I'm sick and tired of it, but it is what everybody is talking about. And so we must also talk about it. But we also need to, you know what? Just a really quick thank you, because we don't thank these folks enough. And in fact, I don't think we ever thank them, and we need to, because we're constantly thanking our folks who give us Facebook stars and YouTube stickers and all of that. But once a month, there are a whole group of super special people who donate to us via PayPal. And I never remember to mention them. And I wanted to make sure that we did that this morning, because every time we see your donation come in via PayPal, I'm just like, oh my God.
Like seriously.
Like every time. Okay. So please don't think that you're not recognized and appreciated, because you so are. And I just can't. I mean,
every penny, every single penny is appreciated. Are you kidding? Yeah.
Yes. Every single one. And so I just want to make sure to thank you guys. Ted Kaczynski, Unabomber, dead at the age of 81. He was found in his prison cell dead. I don't think at the time that I saw the headline earlier this weekend, they knew the cause of death, but I'm imagining that it's probably pretty natural.
I thought it was suicide. I heard it was, am I wrong about that? I heard it was suicide.
Ted
I heard
Kaczynski?
that.
Really?
I heard that this weekend. Am I wrong about that, you guys? Maybe I
don't know.
Maybe I just imagined that. Maybe I imagined it. Am I wrong? Anyways, yeah, I heard it was suicide. Jen, I heard that too. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I did not know
80, that. At 80, he just said, I've had enough. I've had enough of this life. I'm done. It was suicide.
Well, so, all right. He was finished. So that has happened. Trump made a great campaign ad with a voiceover of a script of a Matt Damon, Ben Affleck movie. I think it's called Air. Is that right?
I really wanted to see it.
So this was a fantastic 2.5-minute clip that Trump used to like put over images and videos, videos of him. Really, really powerful ad. And now, of course, because they're total babies, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are like, you can't use our movie for your stuff. They're super mad about it.
They actually sounded just like that. That's actual footage of what happened.
So they're going to make him stop. So make sure that you get out to Twitter and see it if you can, if you haven't yet, because they're going to make him stop using it. Naomi Watts and Billy Crudup now are officially married. They are married.
I'm okay with that pairing. I actually have always thought that Billy Crudup was kind of hot.
I mean, he's fine.
Not going to lie. I'm not lying about that. Because you guys, I really love the movie Almost Famous.
That's a great movie.
Hot in that movie. Yeah, the rock star
movie.
thing. It's a good look.
Also, there are rumors, and I don't know where they originated, but I'm seeing them float all along and about the internet. And that is that Trump may be choosing Marjorie Taylor Greene as his running mate. Hence my name today. I think that is a horrible, horrific, awful mistake.
That would be, that'd be bad.
That's like just too much of one kind of person.
Yeah, I think so too.
He needs somebody to balance him out.
Kristi Noem would be a good choice for him. I think that would be a good choice.
Somebody just more regular. You know what I mean?
I think so too.
Because otherwise you're going to lose every possible independent in the world. You will never get enough votes. It's just never going to happen. I hope that's not true. I just hope that's not true.
Tulsi Gabbard would be Tulsi Gabbard would be fantastic.
That would be crazy.
I mean, that would be really, really great. Yeah.
That would be crazy if he picked her.
Yeah. I mean, I
don't see it happening.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Just don't think that's a good idea. Regardless of what you may personally think of Marjorie Taylor Greene, I just think it's too much Trumpiness and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
It is. It's a little bit much. It's like having too much cake. It's like I've eaten too much. I feel sick with it. You know what I mean? It's like cake is good. I love cake, but it's like you cannot have that much cake.
Yeah. It's like you don't also need like the cream icing and then like
just
also
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Just a lot. It's like your tongue starts itching and then you're like, I can't
your teeth start itching.
Yeah, it's just too much.
It's too much. You guys, this morning, I am doing my Field of Greens right out of the gate. That's what this is. So I don't know if you can see, this is the green powder from Field of Greens. And it's got like one of those little swirly balls in there that helps you mix it up. You just shake it really good after you put a scoopful in your cup like this and you shake it up.
She's a brick house.
Made by Brick House Nutrition. Field of Greens. This is the stuff that I mixed in. It's right here, and it's my favorite berry flavor. And this is because I know I've looked in my refrigerator. I don't have fruits and vegetables in my house right now.
I don't either.
My husband's not here, and so he's not coming back to town until this afternoon. So there has not been the appropriate amount of grocery shopping. I do not have the daily requirement of fruits and vegetables. So I know that I need to get my fruits and veggies, and this is how I'm getting it. This gives me my daily recommended allowance of fruits and vegetables all in a delicious, fruity, yummy tasting drink. And I'm good. I'm like, I know once I have this, once I complete this beverage, I am done. I have met my fruit and vegetable allowance for the day. This is so yummy. That's my favorite thing about it, is that it's so yummy. So not only are you going to feel more energy and get all the benefits of organic fruits and vegetables, you're going to feel better and it's going to taste great as well. And you can get 15% off if you go to Fog Chicks, that's Field of Greens, fogchicks.com, and you use code Chicks. You're going to get 15% off your first order. So you should try it. You should try it.
I was going to ask you, I haven't asked you, how's your gums? Like your face looks great.
Yeah, I mean, all the swelling I think is mostly gone, except for maybe just like a little tiny bump right here. Maybe.
I mean, are you like you look great? You sound great. Like it looks like your gums are back to normal.
It's still swollen, like inside. It's still swollen and red on the top and bottom, and it doesn't feel normal. Like it doesn't feel like my own gums yet. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like I got something in my mouth that's not mine.
So you can't eat a Cheez-It yet? You can't have Cheez-Its yet?
No, not on that side. I maybe could like gum a Cheez-It over on the other side,
really?
Like on the safe side.
Because that's the true test, is eating your Cheez.
Yeah.
What? I can't see you. Wait, I can't see. Oh, wait, my computer just blacked out. Could you see me?
No, everything was fine the whole time.
I couldn't see you. That was so weird. You blacked out for a second. Okay, I'm sorry. I think it was the Cheez-It gods. They like stepped in and whoa. Okay. Anyways, continue.
Well, I'm still relegated to mostly soft foods and smoothies and things.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And the stitches don't come out until the 8th week. And they have to be taken out. They don't dissolve. I have to go get them taken out. I know. It's awful. But I will say, for those people who are also out there who may be facing gum graft surgery, not really that bad. I have to say, overall, the pain was nil. I never even took like the right amount of Tylenol and Advil. Like it's really not been that bad at all. Totally not nervous to do the other side. Like I'll do that probably before the year is out.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it really went as well as I think it could have, all things considered. Okay. And I had 5 teeth done. So, I mean, that's a lot. It's a mouthful.
Yeah. It's a lot.
As they say. Michael Steller, thank you so much. Thank you for the super stickers. He says, I meant to say goodbye, independence. Yeah. If you're talking about if Marjorie Taylor Greene is the choice, I think you're absolutely right. I think you would lose any prospect of getting an independent vote. I mean, it's just not going to happen. Anyway, all right. So let's get to some videos. I think I hit. No. There was one more thing that I wanted to mention, and that is that the radical trans weirdos out there who are getting in people's faces and being violent and threatening now have a name. They are called Trantifa. So you're going to start seeing that name floating around.
The greatest name. I think that's so appropriate, don't you?
I love it, except that Antifa itself is a misnomer because those people are total fascists.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they have no idea what fascists are. But still, it's a very catchy name. I like it.
It is catchy, and it works. Mm-hmm. It works because Antifa are awful. I mean, they're awful, terrible, radical, psycho people. So it does work. All right. The whole weekend, the news cycle was consumed by not only the full details of Trump's indictment coming out, but also all the analysis of it. And so we're going to share some of that because neither one of us are lawyers. All we can do is rely on the expertise of lawyers and attorneys who understand these charges inside and out and can talk, intelligently about what they mean for Donald Trump. Now, there are lawyers who disagree with one another, and we'll give you an example of that. And we'll start out with Jonathan Turley, who, makes it sound like things are kind of bad. Here he is.
This is a devastating indictment. It has a great number of witnesses that are quoted, and these quotes are coming from statements under oath. And so they're not likely to change. This audio tape that you just referred to is itself really sort of breathtaking. It contradicts what the president has previously said. And so the question is whether the president is better running against this case than defending against it. Because if he waives a speedy trial, he could put this trial on the other side of the election. And by then he could be president and he could pardon himself.
That's interesting.
Right?
Yeah,
maybe that's the goal. And I don't know how the timing of it all plays out. Like, will Trump be trying to speed up the process? Will he be trying to drag out the process? I don't know what the strategy is.
Well, that's why the guy who's coming after him wants to do it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Jackson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh my gosh, let's try to get him because it's interesting, like the timing of all this. I don't know. Well, obviously, we all know that the reason that they want to do this is because they want to prosecute the guy who's going against Biden. I think everybody knows that that's the case. Duh.
And it's so funny because we go from Turley, who, right out of the gate just there said, this is a breathtakingly like awful, oh my God, the world is ending. And then we have Alan Dershowitz, who's like, nah.
Well, I've read the indictment very carefully. There's only one page that has anything of substance to it. The stuff about moving boxes, and that's all covered by the Presidential Records Act. It's probably not criminal at all. The one page that's of concern, obviously, if it's true, is the tape recording that was made of a conversation ex-President Trump had with a writer who was writing a book about Meadows, and which he said, look, I have these documents, they're secret, I could have declassified them when I was president, but I didn't. And then either shows it to him or just shows him that he has it. And that was the basis for the most important charge under the Espionage Act. The rest of it, I think, can easily be defeated on legal and factual ground. This is the one that should be worrisome to the president. He may have an answer for it. He may be able to say, look, I was just showing off a little bit. I didn't really have them read these documents. I just flashed them in front of their eyes to show them, look, I'm the former president, and what I'm telling you is true. These documents prove it. But that's the only page in the indictment that should really worry President Trump and his lawyers.
Yeah, I mean, do we really think that those people sat down and read those documents? Really?
Who are you talking about?
Like the reporter that was in the room with him. Do you think that he like sat down at a table and like read all of those documents? He probably was showing off. We're talking about
Trump. Do you think that, first of all, two questions for you. Do you think that Alan Dershowitz was in that moment giving Trump his legal defense advice?
Yes.
Like, this is what you should do, yes. Donald Trump. You should say, I was being a show off and I was just I wasn't actually going to show anything. I was just being my normal show offy self. But do you think he will use that defense? Because I can't see Trump admitting to just being a show off. I can't see it. I don't know.
He should, because he should. He may not say it in that exact way. But I mean, the bottom line is, it's like I'm sure that whoever was in that room with him, they weren't like, okay, well, let me sit down and read all of these classified documents. They probably were just like passing through the room, and Trump was doing what Trump does, which is gloating and, he was being kind of a show off, which is what he does. That's what he freaking does. He's Trump. He was being Trumpy. And then they probably moved along,
That's why I'm curious, like, how he will listen. If he will listen to Alan Dershowitz, who's saying very clearly, in my view, Trump, this is how you get out of this one serious charge. You need to downplay what you were doing in that room. You need to say, oh yeah, I was just showing off. I wasn't actually showing it.
And furthermore, this is so stupid. How many times have people walked through Biden's garage next to the Corvette? And I mean, how many people know that those are documents that possibly are sensitive documents? I mean, seriously, how many people were privy to those documents that were classified? And he had no business having those documents either. How many people were privy to the documents that Hillary Clinton smashed? See, I mean, this is the kind of stuff this all drives me crazy. And I'm not the only one.
Oh, no, you're not. I mean, the two-tier standard of justice is
right.
It should make everybody super, super mad.
And I wonder if that is going to come up in this trial.
I've heard a lot of mixed theories about that it can't, because it's not a defense. It isn't a defense to say, well, those people did it too. Do you know what I mean? So Trump's not going to be able to use that as part of his defense of his own conduct. So all those things can be true at once. Hillary Clinton can be a complete criminal. Joe Biden can be a complete criminal. Both of them could have gotten off scot-free. And Trump could also be a complete criminal and not get off scot-free. So the difference is one of them will be found guilty maybe when the other two weren't. But it doesn't change the fact that all of them may have been wrong. So do we just stop having justice at all because it hasn't been fair? Do you know what I mean? So I don't think his lawyers are going to be able to use that to help his case, even though it's outrageous to every normal person. Like, we're all like, how can the world not see how unfair this is?
And you can't stop the court of public opinion. And and that, I think, is going to be what really matters in all of this. You know, I mean, these people they can turn their noses. When I say these people who are going after Trump can turn their noses up at justice. They can do that. You know, they can say, okay, well, Hillary Clinton, what she did didn't matter. And Joe Biden, what he did didn't matter. And even Mike Pence, what he did didn't matter. You know, and George Bush may have had documents and what he did didn't matter. You know, but what Trump did actually mattered because we hate him. Yeah. But the court of public opinion will actually effing matter because people are pissed. You know, I mean, people that didn't even really want to vote for Trump are going to start getting pissed, and this is the thing. He'll become a martyr. I mean, this is going to happen. And Trump knows it. He knows it. He's going to he loves it. This is the part where he's like, all right, you want to make me a martyr? I'm going to totally feed off of that. Yeah. And this is going to work it's going to work for him. I mean, whether or not he wins,
I mean, the jury is out because there's going to be independents who are just so sick and tired of the drama that they're just going to be like, anybody else but Biden, anybody else but Trump. I just can't deal with this stuff anymore. Or those same people could be like, this is wrong. The two-tier standard of justice is so egregious that I'm going to vote for him even though I can't stand the guy. And I just don't have a good feel for where independents are. I know where Trump people are, like there's no question. But I mean, I don't have a good sense of where independents are on that.
Even the people who are not Trump people, though. I mean, like there are conservatives who are not Trump people because I know some of them. Like even there are people who have written me. They're not Trump people. They're conservatives, and they were, you know, planning on voting for like DeSantis or somebody else for that matter. Yeah. And they're just pissed off about this. They're not happy about this. And they're just like, this is, and Trump will use it. He'll say, they're coming after you.
Right. That's the famous line.
Happens? Yeah. What happens if this happened? What would happen if this happened to you? Because if they can do it to me, they can do it to you. And you know what? Yeah. He's not wrong. He's really not wrong. Because this is the kind of stuff that really rubs me the wrong way. This whole, the fact that, you know, this has happened to him. Granted, yeah, they hate him. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. But this is this is just awful that this is happening to our justice system. It kind of terrifies me.
It should absolutely terrify everybody. I don't know what else needs to happen for people to be terrified
and to wake up.
And how absolutely out of control the justice system is. Now we'll see if anything comes of this Biden Hunter investigation. The fact that it's taken over 4 years for any kind of movement, and it's only because the oversight committee right now, led by Republicans, is chasing it. That's the only reason there's any movement on it whatsoever. I hope that they keep after it because this is just absolutely insane that nothing is happening. Okay, before we get to Bill Barr, because I wanted you guys to hear what he said too, because he's also like Mr. Doom and Gloom man. I wanted to make sure that I reminded everybody to text the word chicks to 989898 if you haven't yet gotten your free information kit from Birch Gold about investing in precious metals. Super, super easy to understand information. There's no one better at education than Birch Gold. This is why Ron Paul he endorses them. So there's no obligation. I cannot stress that enough. If you text the word chicks to 989898 for that free kit, they're going to send it to you. That's it. You can decide at that point if investing in gold or other precious metals is for you or if it's not, but at least you'll be armed with the information. And who knows what what can happen in the next however many more months we have to deal with the Joe Biden presidency, how many more years we might have to deal with the Joe Biden presidency. It's really important to make sure your financial house is in order and diversified. So just text the word chicks to 989898, get your free information, and then decide if that is for you or not for you. All right, here is Attorney General Bill Barr.
True, but I do think that even half what Andy McCarthy said, which is if even half of it is true, then he's toast. I mean, it's a very detailed indictment, and it's very, very damning. And this idea of presenting Trump as a victim here, a victim of a witch hunt, is ridiculous. Yes, he's been a victim in the past. Yes, his adversaries have obsessively pursued him with phony claims, and I've been at his side defending against them when he is a victim. But this is much different. He's not a victim here. He was totally wrong that he had the right to have those documents. Those documents are among the most sensitive secrets that the country has. They have to be in the custody of the archivist. He had no right to maintain them and retain them. And he kept them in a way at Mar-a-Lago that anyone who really cares about national security their stomach would churn.
Stomach would churn. Sorry, that got cut off.
Yeah. So he's definitely not on his side. Okay.
No. But it was interesting because that's the question, right? Like, is this another witch hunt? He's saying no, and I was right there defending him when it wasn't, or when it was a witch hunt. This is different. He stepped over the line on this one, and I don't know because I'm not an attorney, so I have no idea if that's true or not. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but he's all over the place. It's just interesting how he feels one way, Jonathan Turley feels another way, Dershowitz feels another way,
right?
It's like, what the hell? Yeah. But I wonder how he feels about all the other people. How do you feel about Hillary Clinton? How do you feel about, Biden? How do you feel about all these other people? What about those documents in those places? What do you feel about her, like, basically bashing a server? How do you feel about that? Barr, I mean, this is the thing. Like, there's a double standard. How does he feel about the two-tier justice? I mean, it's I get it. He defended him once or twice, or maybe even a couple times, 3 times, whatever. But I think people are just fed up with the witch hunt.
Well, and this is so egregious, especially because in Hillary Clinton's case and in Biden's case, they weren't covered by the Presidential Records Act. Trump is the only one that actually did have coverage of the he actually had the control of deciding what's classified and what's not.
Right.
He is the only one out of all of these examples that did. And so the fact that now he's the one facing indictment makes it even more unfair.
It is. Yeah.
Anyway, Trump, he was in Columbus, Georgia, over the weekend at a rally, and I've got 2 clips to share of him being particularly Trumpy. The first one, he's talking about how he's just constantly subpoenaed, and so he's obviously referencing this whole indictment. Here it is.
We stand up to the open borders fanatics, the radical left Democrats, their lawless partisan prosecutors, the prosecutors. Every time I fly over a blue state, I get a subpoena. We want him before the grand jury. And we stand up to the fake news media, which is seriously bad.
So Trumpy.
That is pretty funny. Yeah.
Subpoena. Oh my God. And then the other one, this other clip, he's talking about how, he had a really good life before all this and he didn't have to do this, but he's doing it again. And here he is explaining.
And I think, as everybody in this absolutely packed house knows, I've put everything on the line and I will never yield. I never yield. I will never be deterred. I will never stop fighting for you. I didn't need this. I had a great life. People said, would you do it again? The answer is yes, because we're going to make America great again. We had it there. And then bad things happened. Bad things happened with an election, right? Bad things happened.
Who's loving all this is like CNN and MSNBC. So I was watching on Friday. And flip into them, and they have like the indictment of Donald Trump across the bottom, and like and they have like the big panels, with all the normal characters, and they're just, and the coverage is okay. So when they actually cuff him, they bring him out in handcuffs. What is that going to look like?
Oh my gosh!
I mean, they're just salivating over this. They are loving every bit of it. They just despise this man so much that they're like dreaming of the day they get to watch him get fingerprinted. The former president of the United States. They're just, these people are mental, you guys. It's just like, I'm watching this and I'm just like, I've never hated any. I mean, I hate some people, but I don't hate them to the point where I obsess about them to this degree. Like, it's just, it really is a sickness. These people, they have it.
Oh,
and I like,
control.
we need a vaccine for that. You know,
we do need a vaccine for that. And in fact, one of the, MSNBC is Rachel Maddow, right?
Yeah.
She actually said the thing out loud.
Out loud.
She said the thing out loud, and I will just let you hear the thing.
You have to wonder if the Justice Department is considering whether there is some political solution to this criminal problem, whether part of the issue here is not just that Trump has committed crimes, but that Trump has committed crimes and plans on being back in the White House. Do they consider, as part of a potential plea offer, something that would proscribe him from running for office again? I don't know.
Look at these two. Russia.
Maybe they just offer him a deal. Maybe they just say, just stop running, dude, and we'll let you free.
We'll let you free if you just kill yourself. Like, if you just off yourself and never show yourself in like public again. If you just go away forever and you just never, if you plan on never doing anything political again, then we'll just let you just be free. We'll let you just, we'll let your family just make it so you never. These people are horrible. Like, this is America, She did. She said the quiet part out loud. Mm-hmm. Like, who are you people? I mean, it's just like, it's ridiculous. Like, don't run, and then maybe we'll let you be free. Okay. Right. Like, seriously, is this a third world country? What is this?
Well, one of his attorneys that has not left, because I know two of his key attorneys resigned shortly after the whole indictment was released. And so that was like a whole other story. But this chick, she is there and she is not going anywhere.
She's a total badass. I love her.
She was asked directly about this mad cow claim, this idea that Rachel Maddow had, that, would he accept some sort of a deal to just not run, to just go away? Here is her response to that.
Any chance that he would take a plea deal, especially if there is, he's got the state indictment in New York. He is facing another potential federal indictment on January 6 charges. You've got the Georgia special grand jury. Those indictments, if there are any, could come in August. Is there any thought of the president's mind? You please some of this away. You got to focus on the campaign, which is in itself an exhausting, very consuming process.
No, I could never imagine. I know I would never advise that, especially when he's not done anything wrong. You take a plea deal to make something go away. That's an admission of guilt. He would never admit guilt. Because there was nothing wrong with declassifying documents, taking documents with you, negotiating with NARA. The only thing that was wrong was the raid on his home and the complete dual tier system of justice that we're seeing here, when the Biden family is being treated completely differently than the Trump family. So to plea is exactly what they would want, right? I mean, this is very simple. We saw Rachel Maddow say it on MSNBC, or MSDNC as he calls it. Maybe he would just say, I won't run for office, and plea out that way. No way. It makes no sense. You plea when you've done something wrong or when you have no shot.
I'm going to start here.
Yeah, and then Rachel Maddow will get on her little show and like preach to all of us about democracy.
Right.
And then she'll say this shit. It's like, they can't see it. They can't see the disconnect. They're such raging hypocrites. It's craziness. These people are mental.
And in that same interview, Shannon Bream was asking her just in general, like how Trump's mood is. Like, how is he worried? Because, these are serious charges that carry a lot of jail time. So how is he feeling? And here's what she said.
Here, I know you've been with the president. What is his mood? I mean, a conviction here on any number or multiple of these charges could be decades in jail. Has that sunk in?
No, I don't think he's thinking of it that way, and I don't really think that's a realistic way to think about this case. He's done nothing wrong. He said that. This is completely politically motivated. It's election interference at its best by a political opponent. So to, his credit, and the world should understand, An indictment is a one-sided document. He has a defense. The defense is real. He had the Presidential Records Act, which only he has in play. Hillary Clinton didn't have that. Biden didn't have that. And we'll put that defense on. The team he's going to have will be strong and knows exactly what they're doing.
And this is all going down in Florida, right? Like he has to defend himself in Florida.
Which is better. I mean, certainly better than the Eugene Carroll case, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be way better in Florida.
So it's an interesting thing, too, that a lot of people, there's this argument about, well, who is controlling this whole investigation? So the media is trying to pretend, and of course, the White House is also trying to pretend what? No, we had no idea that the DOJ was looking into all this Trump stuff. This is not, we're separate. Like, we're totally not responsible for any of this. It's so absurd on its face. And so Vivek Ramaswamy was on with Dana Bash, and this is a masterful performance from Vivek, I must say. So he was having a back and forth with her about this whole entire hullabaloo, the whole indictment. And he calls her and the rest of journalism out for not demanding answers to questions that they should be asking. And she gets very defensive. But one of the things that he reminds her is the DOJ and the Attorney General report in to the commander in chief. That's the chain of command. So Biden can say, oh, I haven't talked to Merrick Garland. I don't know anything about that. That's his direct report. He is in charge of that entire department.
You're his boss. You're basically his boss. Yeah.
And for them to try to say that that's not the case is just mind-boggling. But you've got to watch Vivek just tearing into Dana and the rest of the media establishment. It's beautiful.
Against a lead political rival for a sitting U.S. president, it better be locked down and airtight. Not an indictment that fails to mention the most relevant statute that's actually at issue.
Yeah, well, it is, obviously, as you said, it is unprecedented. I should say that there have been democracies that have prosecuted, put criminal prosecution of former leaders because those times have been so extraordinary.
And here in the middle of an election.
And this obviously is very extraordinary.
I disagree with the allegations. I just think I do not believe those allegations because of, I think, the intellectual dishonesty in that indictment. So I think the federal court is actually, I think, based on the precedent of the Clinton sock drawer case, where effectively Judge Jackson said that it is at the president's, her language, not mine, sole discretion as to what is and is not covered as a presidential record. I think the court will acquit him. But that's beside the point of the judgment that President Biden made. And if Trump's judgment was bad, President Biden's judgment is worse for actually bringing a prosecution. He should have done what Trump did.
President Biden didn't bring a prosecution.
The Department of Justice reports into the President of the United States. And so this is a fig leaf, which is why I think the media needs to get to the bottom of this.
But there's no evidence. There's absolutely no evidence, unless you can show me some, that President Biden has had anything to do with this prosecution. That's why he put two layers in between with
due respect, I think it is shameful that I, as a competitor to President Trump in this race, have to ask questions that the media isn't asking. The job of the political media, if it has one job, is to hold the U.S. government accountable.
Yes, we know that.
And instead, we're doing the bidding. You're seeing the media doing the bidding of the U.S. government. No. Ask the question. Get to the bottom of what Biden told Garland and what Garland told Jack Smith. If the same shoe fit the other foot, you would not take their word at face value. Do not take their word now. Get to the bottom of it. Let's actually restore journalism in this country. That's what's actually missing, is getting to the truth.
Okay. Thank you for that. We are absolutely asking these questions.
No, you're
and
not.
We know how to be good journalists because we do it every single day.
Right. Suck it, Dana. She's like, well, we do that, Vivek.
We do it every day.
We do it. We get in makeup and we do our hair and we know how to be good journalists.
I mean, that was something. That right there.
That was awesome.
Right?
Smack that down.
Masterful.
Yeah. Do your job. Yeah.
Like not 2 seconds later on MSNBC, here is what happened.
Last question is.
Oh, wait a minute. I guess it's
on the fundamentals. Do you believe that Donald Trump should be above the law or should he be?
And a quick fact check, which we all know, which is the Justice Department is not run by the president.
Has nothing to do with it. And he keeps repeating that. And that's just not the case.
Brought against a lead political rival for a sitting U.S. president.
Let me get this out. That is the case. It does report right into him. I mean, they just say that, and then no one. It's like you can just say it, and that's complete misinformation.
But you guys, they're being journalists. They're just they are being they are journalists every day.
God. So anyway, Vivek was awesome in that clip.
She's got a suit on. She's a journalist, you guys.
So now, what are other candidates saying other than Vivek? So I've got a clip. Well, Sununu's not a candidate, but he is now an analyst about all of this. So he cannot believe that the rest of the field isn't completely using this to their benefit. He thinks that they should be all over the place, like slamming Trump, which is an interesting.
Well, Chris Christie probably is.
Yeah, Chris Christie will obviously do that. But here's Sununu saying, I guess, what he would do if he were in the race.
Stuff, without a doubt. And he has to be held to bear. I'm actually a little surprised the other candidates running against him for president are not more aggressive about calling out for what it is. It's a huge problem. And mostly it's a huge problem for the Republican Party. Once again, the former president is just a terrible message bearer for the Republican Party and is scaring independents away.
Does it surprise you? I mean, that Nikki Haley or Tim Scott or others haven't been vocally vocal about this?
Yes. Yes, look, you're down 40 points in the polls. I don't know why they're doing it.
No, why are you surprised by it, I guess is my question.
Well, they're running against him. When you're running in a race, you're trying to beat the guy ahead of you. You're trying to knock him down, and given all the things in the rap sheet there that is, a mile long, you think that they'd be more aggressive. I get it. They're trying to focus on the problems around DOJ, and there are real problems there. That place needs an overhaul. No question. We could do hours on that. But let's focus at the facts at hand. You're running against a guy with 37 indictments against him. You almost look like you're defending him at this point. Does not look like a serious candidate that's willing to take him on over the next 6 months to knock his poll numbers down and shoot you to the top. Either you want to run for president and beat the guy or you don't.
I think it's two-pronged, though. I mean, you want to beat the guy, but then at the same time, you're also worried for your republic.
Right.
I mean, there's a two-pronged thing there, Sununu. I mean, it's not that simple. I get it. I understand going for the jugular. I mean, everybody wants to be competitive. I get that. I mean, we all played sports, right? I mean, you want to be the guy who goes in there and but you don't want to kick the guy in the knee, to win the game. There's a certain level of decorum, and when the republic is at stake, it's a little bit more complicated than that. I don't know. He's being very simple about this,
and it's easy for him, right? Because he's not in the race. Right. And so now he can just make those kinds of statements and be like, that's what everybody else should do. I don't have to do that.
I mean, screw the country, right? I mean, let's just win at all costs. I mean, that just seems so, I don't know, a little bit simple. I mean, and I don't know if thank God you're not running anymore. I mean, it's a little bit more than that, dude.
Well, and it's going to be a weird balance that the rest of the field is going to have to find. And so I have an example of how DeSantis is managing it, so people can hear and decide if this is the right approach or not.
And what happens is when there's no constitutional accountability, our founding fathers would have absolutely predicted the weaponization that we've seen with these agencies, particularly Justice and FBI, because when you don't have constitutional accountability, human nature is such that they will abuse their power.
Right.
And that's what's happened. Nobody has held them accountable. And, look, when I was in Congress, I remember, Hillary had the emails with the classified. And my view was, well, gee, as a naval officer, if I would have taken classified to my apartment, I would have been court-martialed in a New York minute. And yet they seem to not care about that. And is there a different standard for a Democrat Secretary of State versus a former Republican president? I think there needs to be one standard of justice in this country. Let's enforce it on everybody and make sure we all know the rules. You can't have one faction of society weaponizing the power of the state against factions that it doesn't like. And that's what we've seen. And here's the thing. There's obviously very high-profile examples, but there's examples of ordinary people who may not get the same headlines. A pro-life advocate may have 20 FBI agents storming their house at 6 o'clock in the morning. You may have parents going to a school board meeting in Virginia that are being surveilled by the FBI. So the weaponization of these agencies strikes at the heart of what it means to have a free society. And it's not just affecting people at the top, it's affecting people all throughout our country.
Yeah, exactly. Amen to all of that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to handle it, is to not attack Trump, but just to say this is a bunch of BS. What's happening right now?
It's a bunch of BS, and he's essentially agreeing with Trump, because Trump is like, they're coming for you, and this is how it affects all of you. You know, it's like he's like DeSantis was giving the examples about the pro-lifers and the school board, you know, moms and dads and stuff like that, and how you're basically terrorists now because you believe in going in there and being involved in your kids' schools. I mean, this is how it trickles down. If it's happening to Trump, it's happening to you. And Trump believes that. DeSantis believes that. Vivek believes that. So Sununu can suck a bowl. You know what I mean? It's not okay to just say, go for the jugular, because this does affect all of us. And so we all kind of have to have skin in the game here, because it eventually will trickle to you.
Yeah. Stacy, thank you. She says, what is with the trolls today? I don't know, because the comments sometimes go so fast that we haven't noticed the trolls. They were out of control on Friday. Oh my God.
And they were stupid.
They were so
stupid.
But I don't know. I haven't seen any today. Amy, thank you. She says, just wanted to say to you all, I'm glad to be out on summer break so I can watch the chicks live. I enjoy watching you every morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Glad you're here too. That's awesome. And then lastly, we have a clip, the tail end of which Donna Brazile is talking about strategy and how all this should play out with other candidates and the attention that Trump is getting right now.
And I think what Trump is trying to do is, he said this last night at his rally, you know, he's trying to make himself a proxy for his voters, saying, they're coming after me because they want to come after you. And that has proven to be a very powerful message to a lot of Republicans. I do think, to the congressman's point earlier, though, one of the questions will be, for Americans who have been dealing with inflation, who have been watching this very unshaky or uncertain economy, how much do they actually wish they were hearing about some of those issues from Republicans? Right now, the campaign is completely centered around Trump and his legal issues.
Donna, concerning a lot of Democrats, the fact that with all this going on, Joe Biden is not soundly defeating Donald Trump in the polls.
Well, look, it's still early, and Joe Biden's weaknesses in terms of where he's standing right now is among some of the Democratic base, the young voters. On June 17th, he will launch his official campaign in the great city of Philadelphia, and I believe in the long run, those voters will come back home. But back to the Republican field, because as you well know, several people entered the race this week, and nobody heard about them, including the governor from North Dakota, because Donald Trump dominates the news cycle. He dominates the political field. And I don't see how anybody can get to his left or his right, even go down the middle, as long as Donald Trump is in the news.
I think it's so funny. She's like, oh my gosh, I wish they'd talk about the issues. Like, nobody's talking about the issues. Seriously, all y'all talk about is gayness and transness.
That's right.
I mean, it's like, you have the audacity to bitch and moan about how, like, our side doesn't talk about the issues. God, give me a break, lady. All we see is rainbow flags on your side.
Yeah.
And how you guys are always complaining about, you know, this oppression or that oppression. Nobody ever talks about the economy on your side. So give me a break. Give that a rest. We talk
I do
plenty
think
about
she's
issues.
Unfortunately right, though, about the Democrats who are not particular fans of Biden coming home, because they rally like nobody else. Democrats always come home and then they stand up for their guy. You know what I mean? In the end, they will vote for Biden, which is
if it's a choice between Biden and Trump.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mark. I think there will be a couple this time that will come to the dark side because of money. I think there will be some because of the economy who will come to the dark side. I mean, the dark side. I mean, the reason I think it will be like the 30 somethings, like some of the millennials. I think we'll get some of the millennials. It won't be Gen Zers, but I think some of the millennials who are actually, like, you know, trying to economically, Yeah, who are buying houses and like actually living life
or who
now.
can't do those things.
Who can't,
because
right.
Biden.
Yeah, because I know some. I mean, I know some who probably voted for Biden the last time and they were like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that again.
I mean, I can see them voting for someone other than Trump, but can they get onto a Trump train?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a Republican in general, just a conservative. I think that there's a point in a lot of that 20-something like turning the corner to their 30s lives where they're like, yeah, I'm a conservative now because I'm paying my own bills. The type that they're like, oh, I'm totally a liberal. And then all of a sudden they have to start, then they're like, who's FICA? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they start paying their own bills and economically they become conservative and then they get it. Things start triggering in their brains and they start going, oh, I'm not actually a liberal. Like, I don't believe this crap at all. And I want to live a decent life. And this crap is stupid. And I don't believe in any of this stuff. And then they start turning into more conservative voters based on economic principles and policies and issues. And so we may get some of those. A lot, I don't know, but
fingers crossed. It's hard for me to imagine because people are so dumb.
And and look at the crazy, man. I mean, there's just so much crazy on that side. We have to. I mean, they're nuts. They are just.
I know, which is why I don't have that same level of optimism because they are so freaking cuckoo that I just don't see them actually making smart choices. That's where I am. I mean, we have a president who I have to show you this foursome of clips, you guys.
Just nuts.
So he was speaking at some gay thing, right? Like, I mean, he's all about gay this, trans that. I mean, that's
gay
all
thing
right now.
It's like, yeah.
But at this moment, I don't know if this was at the beginning, at the end. I'm not sure. It's probably at the end. He's looked lost a million times. We've all seen him do the like old person shuffle, like not really know which direction he's supposed to go in. I don't think I've ever seen him look this lost. Like this is just so embarrassing. Watch this.
Oh my God.
Hey. Doing? And this guy's like, dude, stay away from me.
Oh my God.
I mean, what
he has
that?
No clue where he is. He has no. And they want 4 more years of this guy.
Yeah.
4 more. Could you imagine? Can you imagine? Seriously, basically 5 more years.
Well, this is why Nikki Haley is saying a lot. I keep hearing her drive this point home that this is not an election to reelect Joe Biden. This is an election to elect Kamala. And that's what people really need to be remembering because there's no way Joe Biden's going to make it through another 4 years.
No.
And so that's what we're actually doing.
He's going
to between Trump probably and Kamala.
Yeah, he's going to die, you guys. I mean, seriously, if he doesn't die, then he's going to be like, he's going to be in a vegetative state at some point. And I'm not trying to be mean to say that. I'm not. It's just like, look at him. Look at him.
It looks bad. It looks really, really bad. But I mean, Kamala, you guys. Oh my God. Just
Kamala. Oh my. Yeah. It's
that's terrifying.
This is wow. Why would you want that?
And then the histrionics that Biden is being given by his speechwriters about gay issues is so over the top nonsense.
It's a
Here's
lie.
A perfect example.
When a person can be married in the morning and thrown out of the restaurant for being gay in the afternoon, something is still very wrong in America.
God. Where
has that happened?
What restaurant has that happened? Where? Tell me the restaurant. Seriously.
On.
Tell me what restaurant that gay people get thrown out of. Tell me. You guys, name one. Where does this happen?
Ridiculous.
I need to understand
ridiculous.
where this happens in America. God.
And then he tells some story. You guys, the chances of the next story that you're about to hear being true are 0%. Okay, there is absolutely no possible way that the story that he's about to tell you is true. It's just not true. I don't believe it for a second. You be the judge.
I was getting out of the car to go in the city hall, and there were these 2 well-dressed men standing in a corner. The light changed, They kissed each other and went in different directions. One went to the DuPont building, one went to the Hercules building. And I'd never seen that before. I looked at my dad. He looked back at me and said, it's simple. They love each other. It's simple.
It didn't happen. It never.
That did not happen.
Never happened. No.
Never.
Just didn't.
Never did that happen.
God,
that is a lie.
That some speechwriters like, well, that sounds like a good story from his childhood. Yeah, sounds like that's cute. We'll go ahead and make him tell that story over and over and over again.
Yeah. He also made up a whole new word that I think everybody will be excited to hear.
As Commander-in-Chief, I was proud to have ended the ban on transgender Americans serving in the United States military.
The transgesters.
You guys.
They wear funny hats, you guys. The transgesters. They have a lot of fanfare here, and then the hats.
With the little dingles.
With dingle dangles.
Yeah.
The dingle dangles all over them. The transgesters.
That's our president.
Run with it, you guys. The transgesters. Run with it. We didn't say it. He did. The president said it. Transgesters.
Meanwhile, tensions are heating up between Taiwan and China is just absolutely eating our lunch in every possible way because there's never any repercussions for anything that they ever do to us ever, because our president is weak. And so John Ratcliffe was on with Maria Bartiromo to talk about just our posturing with China right now and how absolutely useless Biden is at it. And I really, 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 really like him. Like, I would have loved for him to have been in this race or to be in a future race, because I think he's just like, he's so presidential to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
He's super presidential to me. Anyway, here he is talking about China.
It's really part of what I would describe as, and could be fairly described as the Biden administration's battered wife syndrome policy with regard to China. Look, the worse they treat us, the aggression, no matter what they do to us, spy on us, swerve in front of our planes, cut in front of our ships. The worse they treat us, the more the Biden administration goes groveling to them, taking the blame for it, backing up, backing down, apologizing, trying to get a meeting with the people who have aggrieved us. And you see that this week with Secretary Blinken going on bended knee, begging for a meeting with the Chinese when they have committed one aggression after another against the American people and our national security posture, never being confronted by it. So why would they slow down when they keep getting away with bullying us, with spying on us, all of that? And in fact, that's why they're expanding that operation, as has been revealed with what's happening in Cuba, where they're going to vacuum up the most sensitive communications about, our military bases and our activities, our missile testing, the operations that we have through Central Command and Southern Command in both the Middle East and in Central America, because they got away with spying on us with a spy balloon. And why would they stop now?
I mean, he's somewhat presidential. I think you like the hair.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's a hair thing with you. You really like guys with like that dark, thick hair. That's like kind of thing.
Dark-haired guys.
I think that I think we need a president that looks like Jason Statham. That's like bald and muscular and just like comes in and just starts kicking everybody's ass. That's more of my type. We've never seen anything like that before.
That's true.
But yes,
but
anyways, back to China. I think we're screwed. I mean, they're slapping us around at this point. That's basically
they're laughing at us because then our reaction is to have Biden stand up in front of a crowd of gay people talking about
transgesters. Yeah.
and say transgesters. I mean, what?
That's basically, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And then when they, finally invade us, we're going to have a bunch of transgesters that fight back. Right. That's what's going to happen. It's like, yeah,
I kind of prefer transgester over Trantifa. I got to be honest.
Really? Do you? Yeah.
I do. I do.
It doesn't matter because we're just screwed, you guys. I mean, it's just like I just feel like we're so inadequately prepared to handle China at this point. I mean, correct me if you think I'm wrong. You can disagree with me, but I just feel like we're just so subpar to them now.
And then imagine Kamala being the president, the commander in chief. Imagine
she's going to be like, "Where's China?"
She's just gonna she thinks word salading her way into foreign policy is gonna work. It is not.
No.
It is. We're so freaking doomed.
Yeah,
if that's the case.
we're a little. Yeah, we're screwed.
Speaking of transgesters, here is who won a recent bike race in North Carolina.
Nashville champion in the
5 minutes.
That's a dude.
The dude was 5 minutes. 5 minutes ahead of the biological women. And people are applauding that. Like that's yay, you beat the biological women by 5 freaking minutes. This is what we're doing now. Women's sports are being destroyed by biological men. Yay!
And that guy's already caused one of the other women to retire out of the sport completely. Because she's just like, I'm not competing against dudes. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, why would I do that? They're beating us by that much. Yeah. Congratulations. Good job, feminists. Good job, liberals. You're ruining women's sports. Congratulations for doing that. No one's standing up for women except for, conservative women are doing that.
Yeah.
Conservative women are the actual feminists now. God, these people are insufferable. Save our girls, man. Like, stick up for our girls and our women. Yeah.
It is time for whack.
Okay. Did you guys see the story of the plane crash in Colombia? Was it Colombia? I think it was Colombia. Yeah, I'm sure you guys saw a little bit of it, but the mom and 2 pilots ended up dying. Their plane crashed it was in the Amazon. They crashed in the Amazon. The mom lived for 4 days after they crashed. And the mom told the girl, it was 13, 9, I think 4 and 1 were the ages of the kids. The mom told the kids, basically told the 13-year-old, you have to go save yourselves. And then your dad will eventually find you. They survived for 40 days in the Amazon. These kids, I couldn't survive for a night outside in Texas because there are rattlesnakes.
I couldn't survive in your backyard.
This is the thing.
A night. There's no way.
40 days. Now I know this is not usually the kind of whack that I do, but if you guys have not heard this story, it is the most remarkable thing. It's whack that these kids were out in the Amazon, a 1-year-old. It was this 13-year-old that took care of her brothers and sisters all by herself. With God, all things are possible, Brenda, right? Can you even imagine? She took care of her brothers and sisters, and they lived on bugs and also,
and she knew apparently what kind of fruits were poisonous, what weren't, all these berries and stuff that they could have. The
littlest one was a baby. For 40 days they were out there and they survived, and then they finally were found. God. And they all survived. And then they found the mom and the 2 pilots. They found their bodies. But as a mother, I just saw that and I thought, oh my God. All the kids survived. It's amazing. Just truly amazing. I had to share that with you guys. If you haven't seen the story, you have to go look it up. It's remarkable. When I see stories like that, I think the human spirit, and it's just a testament to how people are just so resilient, and kids are the most resilient,
And did they come from some sort of tribe or something where they know survival skills in those conditions? Because I'm thinking of the creatures that they had to avoid.
Snakes, and it's not just snakes. It's jaguars are out there.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine? It's the freaking Amazon. I just cannot even. I thought for sure, my God, maybe they were out there for a couple days, but 40 days they were out there. It's just a miraculous story. Yeah, and really yeah. So anyways, check that out if you haven't seen it. The pictures are of the kids, and the dad reunited with them. So it's just a cool story, but I wanted to share that with you if you haven't seen it. So anyhow, that was my
It's not whack.
It's whack that they survived, It's whack that to me it is, but it's also miraculous and remarkable and amazing. So check it out if you get a chance.
So amazing.
I love it.
All right, it is time for some My Pillow talks. You guys, I know that there are specials right now on the flip-flops and the slippers, the slides specifically.
Love the slides, you guys.
If you have not gone to mypillow.com/chicks and used code chicks to get yourself some serious discounts on the summer footwear, you're missing out because this is the best. You're never going to want to wear other flip-flops or slides ever again, ever. Okay?
So good.
MyPillow.com/chicks. There's a new Miley. We'll start with that.
Oh my gosh, these are so all over the place.
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
I saw one the other day where a guy had a chainsaw. It was that, and then he just like pulls a chainsaw and starts it. I was like, they're everywhere. The greatest.
I freaking love it.
Such a great trend.
Also, are you gonna see anything cuter than this today? No, you are not.
Oh my
Prepare
gosh.
yourself
Here we
for
go.
This sweetness.
I'm so sleepy. Oh God. I'm so sleepy, you guys.
Then maybe I can help you. I'm just gonna tuck in right here.
Oh my
and I'll
God.
be your pillow.
Oh my God.
Can you even take it? I can't
I
process that
can't.
level of cuteness.
I can't. It's so cute.
Oh my
Too
God.
much cute for Monday.
Way too much cute.
So
I
much.
have a couple of songs to share with you today.
Okay.
One, which I almost sent to you last night because it says, send this to a friend and say nothing. So obviously I was super tempted. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to save it for everyone because this is a song.
Now this is chicken talk. This is what they say when the chicken's dead. Don't laugh.
That's what they're saying.
She totally would have said that to me. You would have just sent that to me and said nothing. And I would have been like, yeah, this is for Mock. Yeah, this is Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody.
I love that song. I absolutely love it.
That's a great song. You should make it your ringtone.
Also, you have to see all these baby goats' little tails because their little tails when they get fed. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking cute. They're so excited. They're like, they know it's coming. Oh my God.
What's in there? What is that? Those
it's
are
like
bottles?
their milk or whatever.
Okay.
And this contraption is so handy, right?
It is very handy.
And they're
Look
just
at them. They're freaking out. Oh my God. Oh my God. We have
don't know how to line up.
We have goats down the street from us. The people, I mean, they're not like just goats, but people who have goats, and they have babies every, obviously like once a year. Oh my God, you guys, and they're the cutest. So cute. Look at the dog.
Look at little butts.
They're
Oh
so
my God.
happy. So happy. The cutest.
Their little tails.
Oh my gosh. That is so cute.
Isn't it just the sweetest?
It
makes me
really
want all the
is.
goats. Don't you want goats?
I mean, I can just go down the street and look at them and come back. And then there's a daddy Billy goat. He has like the big beard. It's so cute.
So cute. I know that we've shown in the past guilty dogs, right? Like when you see just a wave of destruction in your house and then you go and your dog is like hiding in the corner and just looking so ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
This dog, not that way at all. Very, very open to admitting wrongdoing.
Is there a wild animal in our house? Who did this?
It's me.
Did you do this? Is there
He's
a
like, yeah, I
wild
did it.
animal in our house?
I did it.
Who did this?
Did you see the double
me.
wave?
Hey.
Did you do
it.
this?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, I did it. It was me. It was totally me.
Oh
At least
my
he's
God, I love
honest.
that.
He's an honest dog.
I know. I love that about him.
Yeah.
I do have a voiceover from the rock star of a raccoon, which just
my
makes
God.
it that much better because you know how much I love raccoons.
I love Rockstar.
Man, how do I get up out of here, man? I ain't gonna... Okay, let me use this board right here. This board is about 2 raccoons long. This will work. Let me bring it over. Y'all give me 1 second and y'all can have the gloves. Give me 1 second. Put it right here. Look over here, though. That side. This ain't gonna work. It's just slipping on me. Okay. I need a vertical, like that. I need to be able to... Oh, dang, I ain't close. All right. Oh, man, this kind of heavy. Let me flip it over my head a little bit. Pick it up. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, dang, I almost had it. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm almost out. Okay. All right, there you go. All right.
I'm totally rooting for him.
I know.
It's like the greatest cat.
Come on.
I think I got it, y'all.
You got it. There you go.
All right, I'm out, y'all.
He's got it.
I got
now,
it, y'all.
You're about to see a journey that this cat is going on. It's a very personal journey. It's a cat who is just now noticing itself in the mirror for the first time and is very confused. And it's mystifying. Like, I was utterly marveling at the journey. And I think that you'll enjoy it also. Look at this.
Look at his face.
Wait a minute.
What is happening?
Is it me? Or is it
Another
not
cat.
me?
What is that? What is happening? Oh my God. Look at his face. What is it?
It has a really happy ending. Wait a minute.
I think that could be me. What is it? I am gorgeous. I am so gorgeous. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful face. I can
The higher I climb, the more I'm going to figure this out. This is a journey of self-discovery, as that first comment says. It's a journey. And it ends with a kiss.
Oh, yeah. It was beautiful. That's awesome.
And then lastly, I have another song. This one is absolutely remarkable. So you know how people sometimes accompany animals making sounds and they create songs.
Yes.
This is like a whole ass song, you guys.
Here we go.
The whole thing is just amazing. All right, so it starts with the cat and it's captioned so you can hear what the cat is actually saying.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I'm alone. Sometimes I'm
Sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm alone. Hello, sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not.
Wait, there's verses.
Oh, wait.
Hello. Feels like a yes since you locked me inside. Said he'd be back soon, but I guess he just lied.
Oh my God, that's not even right. It goes on for how many minutes? We are not playing the whole thing. You are not playing this whole thing. This goes on for like 15 minutes.
Oh my God, it's endless. No, not the whole thing.
There's biscuits on my plate.
He's
singing is not a groove though.
It's a groove.
Sometimes I'm alone. Sometimes I'm not.
God, people have so much time on their hands. It's so amazing. I'm going to be singing that stupid song all day.
Oh my God. I just love that so much.
Sometimes I'm not.
You should.
Hey, get up. Get up.
Sometimes I'm alone.
Come on. Come on. You've been barking at stuff all morning.
It's happening.
Sometimes I'm alone. Come here. Come over
It's
here.
happening.
Say hello to everybody. Come here. Give me your big face. Oh God. There it is. Okay.
There it is. There it is.
Sometimes Cash is alone. Sometimes he's not. You guys.
Hello.
Oh, hello. You guys, it's Monday. It's going to be a great Monday. Okay, I know people are like, where's Coda? Where is he? Where is he? Okay, Coda is he is enormous, you guys. He's going to be so gigantic that I just don't even.
What?
No, Greg, he just opened my door. I don't know why. Oh, the puppy's in here. And
okay, get it.
You can see him. See him?
Oh my gosh, yes. He's already
Can you see him? Can you guys see him? He's so gigantic. Yeah, he is enormous. See, you can see him. Oh, now they're fighting. See? See how giant he is, you guys? See how gigantic
he is? A bowl
he is?
of cookies and cream ice cream.
He is so gigantic. So, anyways, I'll show him to you. Like if I can pick him up on Friday, I'll pick him up. But right now, he's just huge. I can't pick him up. But but he's playing with Cash right now. But you guys have the best day. Let's bring it in. They're playing right now. Now they're gonna beat each other up. They're friends now. They're friends. Remember when Cash was afraid of him?
Cash is like, enough of your crap.
Yeah,
Coda.
now that he's not afraid anymore. Now they're friends.
They're
Yes, now they're friends. You guys have the greatest Monday ever, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.